Hey guys, Ryan Smith with the Ryan Smith Home Selling Team here to discuss part 2 of the top 10 myths in real estate today. Hope you guys are ready. Let's dive right in. So here we are again, part 2, to talk about the top 10 myths that are out there in real estate. We talked about the previous video. We actually covered the first 5 myths that we came up with. This week we're going to be covering the next 5, right? So as I said last time, we actually had about 20 of these that we came up with. We wanted to shrink it down to 10 good myths that we could discuss. So without any further ado, let's just kind of jump right into it. So, a lot of people have the myth that weekends bring out the most serious buyers, right? So when people are preparing to put their house on the market, one of the things we always hear is, I don't know if I'm going to be able to show it very easily during the week, but on the weekend, I'll definitely have it ready. Well, here's what's interesting. Home buyers are really coming at all, and very serious home buyers, at all points throughout the week and on the weekends. So are you more likely to have some showings on the weekends? Well, with more time and people being off work, sure, you're going to have the opportunity for more showings. However, that said, I think it is very highly likely that you're going to have very serious showings occurring on your house throughout the week. Number 2, Zillow says, therefore it is, right? So is Zillow accurate? Let me take a minute. Pause. No. Zillow is very rarely accurate. In fact, there's nothing more frustrating as a real estate agent than having folks come in and say, well, I saw that Zillow says it's worth this much, or Zillow thinks this, or Zillow thinks that. So can you ever get any good information off of Zillow or Trulia? Sure, some of those things can be factored into the thought process, but I'm going to tell you very rarely are those things accurate. They have algorithms that they're using to come up with what they feel like houses are worth. A lot of it's based upon the tax records. Very rarely, though, is that information just dialed right in. Third myth, it's actually better to price a house initially on the high side, as the sellers can always come down. Well, this is a big one, right? So a lot of times when I visit with people about selling their house, initially, hey, there's always that feeling, hey, I can start high and then I can always come down later, right? Well, here's the deal. If you do that, what happens if we start out too high? It's actually one of the fastest ways that you can kill your home sale completely. How is that? Well, here's why. Well, because when you initially go on the market, you're going to have the majority of the activity that you're going to have whenever your house is listed initially when it hits. And so if it initially hits the market and our price is too high, what ends up happening is we end up losing out on people and turning them away when our momentum is at its peak, when it's at its highest. And so then as we try to make adjustments and catch up later on down the road, those folks have already moved on to another properties or whatever, and your momentum is gone. Helping sell houses quickly and for top dollar, a lot of that is based upon momentum. So if you price the house, that doesn't mean that you can't be the highest priced house in the neighborhood. Honestly, guys, listen, we are okay pricing houses at the top of the market. In fact, I love, pause on the video, I love listing houses and selling them for the most in the neighborhood, period. So that is like my favorite thing to do, right? So I have no problem pricing your house at the very top of a market in a neighborhood as long as we can actually get it and it's priced in reality. So next would actually be that multiple price reductions means that a seller's desperate to sell. Well, that doesn't necessarily mean that. Every seller's in a different situation. Everybody has different circumstances involving their sale. So just because they've dropped the price a few times doesn't necessarily mean that someone is desperate to sell. So that we'd consider that a myth. And then finally, the last thing is that all agents are the same, right? So everybody does the exact same thing. It's all the same. Well, let me be very clear. It's definitely not, right? So if you look at the results that people have, we're seeing a very different scale of results depending on the team or the person that you hire. And so because of that, not everybody's doing things the exact same. The people who are successful, who have been successful over a long period of time, clearly have to be doing some things differently to enable them to see that kind of success. The old saying, success leaves clues. So not everybody does things the same way. Are there other good real estate agents out there? Sure, of course, there are some good agents in the market. But is everybody doing the exact same thing? And is everybody at the same level of expertise? I think we could very definitely say that that's not the case as well. So I hope this has been very informative for you. We covered the last 5 myths that are involved in the real estate market today. If you want to catch up the other 5, check out the other video. And if you ever have any suggestions for us, please reach out. We'd love to put some very relevant content out here that you guys would love to check out. So thanks again for your time today. Look forward to catching up on the next video.